When I was asked to introduce the class of 2008's valedictorian, I solicited some opinions from the staff who had the pleasure of working with and knowing Patrick. Here are some of the words they came up with to describe him. Funny, brilliant, creative, absent-minded, flamboyant, snappy dresser, dynamic, unique, kind, welcoming, and optimistic procrastinator. And above all, entertaining. In fact, Patrick could be described as a one-man show, and he always knew when he was in the room. He made his presence known. To understand Patrick, you really had to experience him. He's not perfect, in fact. He has a number of interesting qualities, but he displayed both his strengths and his weaknesses in bold brilliance. He procrastinates. He's often late for classes and rehearsals, and actually the only reason I agreed to introduce him is I knew I could keep my eye on him and guarantee that when I called him, he'd come up, because we've had some interesting times at music. However, in spite of his quirks, he still produced quality work and brought his talents to the table every time. He let us know that he was a real person, just in Technicolor. With all the people's comments, the one common and amazing thing that was consistent was his unselfishness and his ability to think of others. Over and over, he was described as a really nice guy. One teacher wrote, "He is kind when others aren't even looking, and that really defines character. And if Patrick is anything, he exemplifies character." I don't think any teacher or student in this room would disagree with me when I say that he made an outstanding contribution to every class, drama production, music ensemble, or any other event that he participated at Humberview. One staff member summed up their experience with Patrick by saying, "He's a fun guy to have in the room." Well, we are glad to have him here in this room tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, parents and friends and graduates of 2008, your valedictorian, Patrick Wilkie.
Greetings, Humberview, class of 2008. You know, originally, I was just going to come up here, and I was going to tear this up. And I was going to speak to you all from the heart, which I had conveniently written down on another sheet of paper. But I forgot the other sheet of paper, so instead I'm going to read from this first copy, which is indeed not written from the heart. Greetings, peers, teachers, friends, enemies, esteemed guests and less esteemed guests, Romans, countrymen, and all combinations thereof. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome you all to the Humberview class of 2008's commencement. Having been to 3 of these ceremonies in the past 3 years, I know fully how long they are, having spent it cozying up with timpanis and marimbas and all other manner of uncomfortable hunks of metal and wood and the percussion section of the band. So in an attempt to seem concise and efficient, I'll get to it. Having been asked to write this speech, I had to at least ask myself what I intended to accomplish with it. What I can best interpret the grand socio-cultural purpose of a valedictorian speech to be. So, here I go. We are all at our commencement, so we can commence. This event is a celebration and a representation of all of us spreading our big, youthful, well-educated wings and flying off into the world, to have our idealistic conceptions of the future shattered by the hard, sweet fist of reality, an unforgiving, selfish world that come leaving you a lifeless, withered shell of your former self, broken and made to obey and consume and reproduce. Lol jokes. I digress. So then I have been given the opportunity to send you all off on your way, whatever that way may be. Given that, I should probably make some sweeping and thought-provoking statements about the future and the many-colored world which we're to live in. However, in the interest of not having unripened fruit lolled at my person, I decided I would be the image of democracy and do a survey, which would have been fantastically displayed on that right there, and you would have seen that the chart indicated. The PowerPoint didn't work out. Anyway, you would have seen that of the sample size of 4 3 people wanted me to be funny, while a measly one didn't know who I was. However, upon recounts, it was found that that survey was in fact completely inaccurate. And having recounted the ballots, it was found that everyone actually just wanted to hear Alex Duné speak. Yeah! I know Mr. Duné has something prepared. So if he's wherever he is.
It's the evening of evenings, my friends, my dear friends, except for the friends who did not make amends. It's the final event when we all gather here, all us graduates of the 07 and 8 year. Well, I'm sorry to say, it's sad but it's true, that most of us here are now leaving the view. But it isn't all bad, we are starting anew. We are starting our post-secondary debut. Now, if you look around, I am certain you'll find some students who chose that will just stay behind. And to some they will say, now you see, this is clever. I will go to school next year, being smarter than ever. And many think going to school is the best. Some attending it here, or out east or out west. So there's lots that have chose to keep learning away. And there's some that have chose that perhaps they will stay. But some people, though, feel like they are in debt, and that going to school isn't quite for them yet. So they choose they will work, because work, don't you know, helps you learn how to cope and to reel in the dough. And don't forget those who will learn from the skilled. They will learn all the tricks how to properly build. Some people have chosen that they'll lend a hand and do an apprenticeship to help the skilled trade demand. If you look through the crowd, there are ones of all sorts. Ones of music, design, maybe math, or for sports. And there's some that, or for English, or tech, or for science and dance. And there's some that just flew by the seat of their pants. There are students who'd sit and they'd study away. They'd read and they'd write almost every day. They argued, you see, now with habits like these, I will pass through life's troubles with the greatest of ease. But some people here had a different view. Instead of doing homework, it's partying they did. They'd argue, you see, me, I live life to the max. So why would I stress when I can relax? But as all of us head in our own separate ways, we all look back and remember the days. The days when we shared all the lows and the highs, and the days when we shared all the laughs and the cries. And as we all head in a different direction, all of us share a certain connection. We all have been all of each other once peers, who went through the years of the cheers and the beers. What you took from the view is something only you know, and maybe what you took might not even show. But the view has made you into you, yes indeed, and you're the only you in the world, guaranteed. As I look at you all, well, you all will succeed, and those life expectations you will all far exceed. And if you're feeling down and you're needing a cheer, I hope you look back on your high school career. Now with some going east and out west, south, and north, well, we're all just the same. We are all moving forward. And our high school career is officially at rest. So wherever you go, I wish you all the best.